How many of you have a phone? How many of you take pictures on your phone? Of course you do. How many of you then post those pictures to social media? Pictures like this, perhaps? Not a problem, is there? A perfectly ordinary picture in a restaurant. But this was the beginning of a nightmare for Maria. And I'm going to tell you why deepfakes is something we should all be concerned about. Not just celebrities like Taylor Swift, but anyone who posts pictures to social media. I'm Willow Meaney, a final year journalism student at City University. And this is News on the Street, a live journalism event where journalists like myself tell unpublished stories to you, the public. Before I start, I just want to let you know that I'm going to be discussing this topic of women being the victims of deepfake pornography, in case this brings up any issues for you, plus some explicit language. In March 2024, an investigation by Channel 4 News found that more than 250 celebrities have been the victim of deepfake pornography. This is when a troll takes a picture from the web and they superimpose a face onto it using AI. Of the celebrities, all but 2 were women. For my final project at City, I chose to investigate this. And I spoke at length to Maria, a 20-year-old student in London, and she gave me permission to share her story. And this is what happened to her in her own words. It was the 30th of September 2023, and I was just relaxing after a day out walking around. I went to the bathroom and opened my Instagram, and I had a follow request and a message request. I opened the message request, and it was this message, obnoxious message, saying, "Ooh, dirty slag," and a picture with it. I opened the photo, and it was this picture of myself I remember taking, fully clothed, but it had been edited with a naked body on top of it. It was clearly created by AI. It was not real, but I was so surprised at how detailed it was. It had even removed patterns from my phone case and things in the background, and added a necklace onto me as well. I was just in complete shock. I came out of the bathroom and I talked to my friends and I told them, I can't believe what just happened. Someone has taken a picture of me and started editing them. To be honest, I freaked out. I got my friends to report the Instagram account and got them to try and log into the Instagram account to see if maybe we could find an email address or find out who was doing this. But we literally couldn't find anything about the account, when it was created or anything. Does anyone have any ideas of who could be responsible for this? Who would be your first guess? Who would be your guess that would be responsible for this? Any ideas? Something like this? Well, let's continue and see if we find out who it was. This could happen to you or me. In the next couple of days, whoever it was kept making new accounts with new email addresses, with more pictures, with more messages. They just kept going for weeks and weeks. In the messages, the person was threatening to send them around to everyone. They were threatening to send them to all the people on my course, to my parents, to my sister, to my family, to all my friends, to all my followers. They just kept going and going. Then I got messages from friends at uni saying they'd gotten the pictures. Then I got screenshots from the troll of all the people they'd sent the pictures to and their messages back, responding to them. It was just very unpleasant to see all the people that had been sent these pictures and hadn't been bothered to tell me about it. So loads of people saw the pictures and I was really worried. I thought, oh my God, what if they think these are real? What if they think these are actual pictures of me? Because the picture the troll had used, it wasn't posted on my Instagram anymore. I'd taken it down weeks before the deepfakes had started. My friends got involved and tried to help me find this person. We all tried to log into their Instagram account to see if we could find an email address, or maybe we could find anything about them, but we couldn't. They were always changing their email address, and I think they were just using random email addresses. My friends tried to call Instagram and Meta, but they said there was nothing they could do because it was an American company, and because it was somebody else's account, they couldn't tell us anything about it, about whose account it was or where it was based. One of my friends tried to help me by sending the person a link that could possibly intercept their IP address. However, because the troll was smart enough, they didn't click on the link, so we couldn't find out any information about where they were located, but I was 100% sure they were in London. Where would you go from this point? That was Maria's next thought. As soon as I came back from holiday, I went straight to the police. However, they said there was nothing they could do. They said that Instagram and Meta are American companies, so there's no laws around it. They said there's nothing they could do to find out who it was unless someone does something in person or someone hints at something. But again, there's nothing they could have done, even if they found out who it was, because there's nothing making deepfakes a crime. It's been 7 months since this happened, and I still don't know who it was. This all stopped a couple of weeks before I went to uni to complete my 3rd year. However, because I didn't know who it was, but I guessed it was someone on my course, I spent my entire final year avoiding everyone. I stopped going to lectures at university because everyone around me knew that this had happened. All I could think was, this person is looking at me now and thinking of those pictures that they've got and didn't bother to tell me about them, or didn't bother to help me find out who it was. Some of them even asked for more pictures. I grew up in a small town in Romania, and I was very protected by my family and people around me. I was so excited to start a new life and start over as a student in the UK, but this happened in my final year and gave it such a bad ending. Being away from home now makes me feel so vulnerable and so on edge, and I just miss being looked after. Being out by myself makes me feel so paranoid. I always wanted to be independent, but now I'm on eggshells at all times when I'm out by myself. You never think this would happen to you. Now I go on with my life knowing that the person that did this to me is out there living freely, and I'll never get to know who he was or why he did this to me. I'll never be able to get my justice, and he'll never be punished for what they did. This was Maria's story. She is going through exam season at the moment and has a job lined up as a software engineer. But as you can see, she is still haunted by what happened. I'm Willow Meaney, and this has been News on the Street. Do any of you know anyone who's had a similar experience? If you do, and you'd be willing to share them, please come over to the info desk. We'll leave your details. Thank you.
So you never did find out?
No, never found out who it was.